morning, it's your morning jolt. I'm Jacob Sonnenschein.
And I'm Catherine Ross.
It's cold.
It is cold. But let's talk about the market. So I hear that you got some thoughts on Square.
Yeah, Square is interesting. All right, we had a big market sell-off yesterday and Wednesday. Don't know if that's going to continue, but when you have that kind of sell-off, you obviously you look for value, which stocks were oversold, and where do you go? So I think Square may have been oversold. It dropped 20% since the CFO announced she was leaving. She did not leave because of any company turmoil. She left because she's a younger person who got an opportunity to be CEO at a different company called NextDoor, and the stock is down 20% since. A source told me part of that is, you have some market nervousness from the last few days, plus the CFO left, so it got sold pretty heavily. All the analysts that I'm talking to and reading notes are saying Square is a really good company, really well positioned. It's now down 20%. I think it's a little bit oversold maybe, and we'll have to see what happens going forward. Obviously, the fintech space is very competitive. That's Square.
Well, I mean, I don't use cash anymore, so.
I do not use cash anymore right now. Right in here, I got maybe a couple bucks of cash.
No, I only ever use like Venmo, and Square is a good option.
Exactly, you see Square in stores all over the place, and we got bank earnings too.
Yeah, so let's talk about that. First of all, we've got JPMorgan, which beat, and same with Citi. I mean, and also I'm pretty sure Wells beat. I'm not quite sure on I left right as they were coming out, so I have to check on that. But they're very interesting, especially in this market sell-off. I mean, JPMorgan's up. JPMorgan is also the stock of the day for real money. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, so I'm really interested in bank earnings today, and we saw that they beat. We're going to take a deeper look today, and JPMorgan is our stock of the day today. But bank earnings can often be an indicator of the economy. With rising interest rates, you have net interest margins expanding at least a little bit. One of my sources told me they're not going to expand too much because banks are actually using cash flows from revenues on higher interest payments into the banks to put into higher yielding savings accounts to attract depositors in what is becoming a more competitive banking industry. But you'll still see some net interest margin expansion. And the question is loan volumes. And so that'll be something that we're going to dive into really hard today, especially on real money.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be really interesting to see what we have to say, and it's going to be great.
Yeah, so go ahead.
Sorry to interrupt. Fang, what is going on? With this market sell-off, it's pretty crazy. Let's talk about the tech stocks.
Yeah, so Fang, Fang had some selling action. Jim Cramer's talking about Fang tomorrow at the teach-in. But, well, of course, again, we look for value in a sell-off. If you believe that FANG stocks should be valued at those high multiples that they were at before the last few days, they're still at pretty high multiples, then maybe it's time to get into some FANG stocks. But if you believe that FANG growth, and they're not all related, they're different companies, right? But if you believe that Netflix is still in high growth mode, maybe you buy Netflix. If you believe that Facebook is still in high growth mode, maybe you do. But maybe you believe that growth is over for those stocks. Well, not over, but slowing. If so, then maybe they weren't oversold. So really interesting kind of pivot point to look at in FANG stocks right now. And I got another mouthful this morning.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
All right, guys, I'll be interviewing Jim Cramer live at 10 a.m. We'll be on the floor of the NYSE. You can check us out on Facebook. I'll also be interviewing the CEO of Anaplan, which is IPOing today on the NYSE as well. That's a wrap for me, so I will see you guys tomorrow.
That's a wrap for me too. 10 o'clock, look for Catherine and Jim on the floor, and check out the newsletter right below.